Hello and welcome to Lit Savvy, a guide to English literature. We all love listening to tales of adventures, heroic deeds, feats of magnanimous courage. So today I am going to discuss a form of poetry popularly known as epic poetry, which has all the elements that we love listening to in any tale. An epic is a long narrative poem depicting a lengthy tale of extraordinary adventure and heroic deeds of characters from the past history. The tale or the character could be imaginative or real. It is divided into cantos or chapters, often known as books. Just as most of the literary terms are either derived from Latin or Greek language, the word epic is derived from the Greek word epos, which means a story or a poem. The earliest known example of an epic form of poetry is the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is around 2000 years old. Coming on to the important characteristics of the epic form was considered next to tragedy by Aristotle, and it was in fact very highly ranked during the Renaissance period. It is written in a formal grand elevated style. We have an omniscient narrator, that is, it contains a third person narration. The epic poem is a sort of celebration. Hence the poet invokes a muse at the beginning of the poem to provide inspiration and guidance to the poet. The epic often starts in medias res, which is a Latin phrase for in the middle of things. The epic tends to thrust the reader right into the heat of the action and explains the background story later on. The statement of the theme of the poem or the argument of the poet is stated usually in the first few lines of the poem itself. The epic poetry is a tale of obstacles and circumstances that are otherworldly and even supernatural, pitting the hero against nearly insurmountable odds. The tale is mostly a tale of courage, war, superhuman endeavors involving the entire universe and at times divine interventions. The scenes of the poem transcends from one place to another. The scope is not just this earth but the entire universe, the whole cosmos. It is mostly concerned with the predicament of humanity and survival, featuring a hero with immense bravery and resolve. A very important characteristic of epic poetry is the use of epic similes, also known as Homeric similes, as it is maintained that it was Homer who first used these kinds of similes. These similes also use the word as and like the normal similes, but they are very long and often run on into various stanzas, creating a poem within a poem. These are used to intensify the action at a particular point of the poem. Some examples of epic poetry are Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey, both of which detail the feats of the great Greek warriors Achilles and King Odysseus respectively. The Divine Comedy is a fine example of an epic poem composed by Italian poet Dante Alighieri. Edmund Spenser published his epic poem The Faerie Queene in 16th century. John Milton's Paradise Lost, first published in 1667, is an epic poem that tells the biblical tale of Adam and Eve and their expulsion from the Garden of Eden. It is written in blank verse form and became a model for Keats' Hyperion in the Romantic Age. Hope you all were able to comprehend well the major aspects of epic poetry through this video. Thank you. Stay tuned for more.